IT looks like Dogecoin holders are buying into the FUD that's being spread by media houses. So, I think it's time to talk about some new analysis and data from today that'll set things straight. Before we go any further, please keep in mind that we're giving away $500 to a random subscriber. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment on your favorite crypto. Read our description for more info about it. Now, let's get started with today's video. So we know that Bitcoin prices have been decreasing this week as a result of a renewed crackdown in China and the subsequent FUD. But according to Sentiment, the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges has dropped to levels not seen since May 2019. And we're looking at Bitcoin because Doge is clearly following its trajectory right now. Now, this is regarded as positive since investors withdraw Bitcoin from exchanges when they are interested in holding it instead of selling it. Glassnode also claimed that the quantity of Bitcoin that is very liquid has returned to December 2018 levels. A Glassnode report shows that the number of Bitcoin long-term holders has hit a new all-time high. A record 80.5% of Bitcoin's circulating supply is now being held in long-term wallets. A report from Bitcoinist highlighted that Bitcoin supply had hit a new low. The total amount of Bitcoin spent within a 3-month period had come out to just 16.6% of the entire circulating supply of Bitcoin. And according to another piece of data, despite the decreasing number of whale wallets with at least 1,000 Bitcoins, the volume of Bitcoin owned by the residual whale address is only 1% smaller than the entire number of whale addresses. This means that whales are purchasing and keeping more Bitcoins, and the market's number of diamond hands holders has increased. I'll come back to some more data in a minute, but first, let's look at this prediction from a crypto veteran. According to the former CEO of China's largest crypto exchange BTCC, the timing of China's new crackdown on cryptos mimics the 2017 market cycle, just before Bitcoin rebounded hard. He also said that this year is no different than with the crackdown now announced. The bad news is now out the way, and the market is reacting, processing, and digesting that information. I'm very bullish on Bitcoin, especially for an end-of-year rally, a FOMO rally this year. So I expect Bitcoin prices to break out again in the next few weeks and months. Now, another important thing is that the addresses with at least 0.1 Bitcoin have soared to a 4-month high of 3.3 million people. It just means that a lot of retail investors have chosen to buy the dip. Now, let's come back to Dogecoin. According to data from Lunar Crush, the social interest in Dogecoin is declining. Social engagement is measured by a combination of favorites, likes, comments, replies, retweets, and shares across social media platforms like Twitter. On May 9, during the peak of the meme token frenzy, Dogecoin reached an engagement of 1.7 billion. The price of Dogecoin hit an all-time high ahead of 73 cents during the same week. And now, Dogecoin's social engagement is at 184 million, down 90% from its highs in May. I'm talking about this because the point isn't where we are with Dogecoin. The point is where Dogecoin will be in the coming months. This fall in social engagement is primarily because we haven't really got a lot of bullish tweets from Elon lately. And this is because Elon is most probably waiting for the Dogecoin upgrade to come out in October. He's talked about it several times before. He first talked about how it's an important upgrade, and then he said that Dogecoin needs it for a MC who accept payments in Dogecoin. So, basically, it's just a matter of time. Also, we'll have the Doge 1 mission which Elon Musk will obviously tweet about. So, as I've been saying, this is the time to have diamond hands. September has been a bearish month in almost every year since 2010. Now, let's look at another analysis from the expert chain Analyst. So, according to Willy, a few important indicators show that there is no need to be negative on Bitcoin. Wu claims that, in addition to not being in a bear market, Bitcoin may have broken away from its usual 4-year cycle of price tops and bottoms. Also, Wu goes on to say that recent macroeconomic events, such as China's Evergrande crisis and the Fed's consideration of reducing its purchases of stocks and bonds, have put pressure on all investment classes. And then he also said that, this week we've had nothing but buying by investors. They're buying on the exchanges, they're scooping it up and moving it off to cold storage. Now, let's look at Dogecoin price. Dogecoin is struggling to slice through a support area extending from 21 cents to 23 cents. After it breaks through it, it will first encounter the resistance levels at 25.5 cents and then 27 cents. So basically the first goal is to get above 23 cents. But as I've been saying, Dogecoin will consolidate with the entire market for at least another couple of days. We saw Bitcoin fall around 41K today. Now the fact is that Doge and other cryptos have managed to stay above key support levels even despite the whole Evergrande crisis. And there's a lot of news that will come out for Doge in October that'll help it recover. The two biggest ones will be Dogecoin fees upgrade, which Elon will most likely tweet about, and then there's the first crypto ETF approval in the US, which will most likely happen in October. And this is why we could expect a massive rally in October for Doge unless something like Evergrande crisis happens again. Now, let's talk about something really interesting that happened today related to crypto ETF. It looks like the first one will be accepted very soon. So, Coinbase recently published an official blog titled, Coinbase Report, Expect Growth in Crypto Fund and SEC-Approved ETF Soon. However, the post was quickly deleted after speculation of a probable Bitcoin ETF clearance by the SEC in October. Now, I'm sure Coinbase, being one of the biggest crypto exchanges out there, has a lot of insider information. Maybe they didn't intend for everyone to know that it's happening 100%. But the point is even Coinbase thinks that the new ETF is coming really soon. It's interesting because recently, Coinbase said that they'll be talking to the SEC chairman about crypto regulation. So I'm guessing that they talked about this too and Coinbase got a big hint about its approval in October. The reason I think it'll happen is that 4 crypto ETF could potentially be approved in October on the basis of when they were filed. If you don't know, the response period for the Bitcoin Strategy ETF is around 75 days, which ends for these 4 in October. And this is why their approval seems highly likely. I've talked about this before, but I'd just like to mention it again. There are institutional investors on the sidelines because they are waiting for a safer option to invest in cryptos. They don't want to go through the hassle of investing via a crypto exchange because to them. They don't seem that safe anymore. We've heard so much come out against Binance and even Coinbase in recent weeks. So the point is that when this ETF gets approved, we'll see a massive influx of money come into Bitcoin. Altcoins like Doge and Ethereum are closely following Bitcoin, and so it'll be a pretty big deal for Doge as well. Now, let's talk about how Bitcoin is doing right now. Bitcoin price is now trading below 42,500 and the 100-day simple moving average. We saw a break below the 41.2K, but the bulls protected the 40.75K support zone. Now, the important part is that its price could continue to move down if it fails to clear the 42.1K resistance zone. But as I've been saying, it seems inevitable that it will. So, a former Bitcoin network lead developer has proposed a possible future for the world's most popular cryptocurrency, which includes an epic price forecast. Basically, he's forecasting the collapse of the Bitcoin network. But before it does, it will have achieved a price of $6 million per coin in 2061. And this brings me to the power of long-term holding. So, the government has issued 3 stimulus checks in the last 2 years. $1,200 in 2020 for COVID relief, $600 in December of 2020, and then $1,400 in 2021. And here's a look at how much you'd have made if you had invested those stimulus checks into Dogecoin. So, a person who put all $3,200 from the stimulus checks into Dogecoin would have been able to purchase a total of 755K Dogecoin. And based on a price of 20.8 cents today, that $3,200 would now be worth $157,000. So, it's mind-boggling, and it shows you the power of long-term holding. And this is it for today's video. Thanks for watching till the end. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and sharing it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for daily videos on Dogecoin and cryptocurrency. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments section below. Goodbye. Take care.